Thought it would be fun to bring you guys along with me on one of my more ideal mornings as a mom. Of course, every day is not like this. Some days I wake up 15 minutes before I need to feed her, or some days she wakes up early, which has been honestly the past week, and so she wakes me up. But this morning we're having a really nice morning, which is so nice. I woke up at 6, which I'm not gonna lie was really hard, especially because she woke up at 4:30. So by the time I was done feeding her, changing her diaper, it was nearly time to wake up. But I took a quick little cat nap, which I normally don't do, but since it was such a short amount of time, I find it actually doesn't make me that much more tired. But anyway, I have just been enjoying my very slow morning. Now that I have a baby, I love my mornings even more. I just find that having a moment to just wake up the house, get ready before I have to wake up and feed her, and before my day just starts going like this, is so beneficial. So I thought throughout this video I would give you guys some just tips, things that I've integrated into my routine that have just been super helpful, whether that's healthy habits, my mindset, and things of that sort. So on an ideal morning like this, you've seen my routine. I have time to make my bed, make my coffee, do my skincare, which is so nice. So I do have some extra time, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my quiet time. I find that this is so helpful for me as a mom and just as a believer starting my day in the Word. Not only does it just make me feel better, but I also just find that I'm a better friend, a better wife. I'm centering my mind on the things that matter and not these futile thoughts or things that are fleeting, but rather things that are eternal. If I don't have like a morning routine before her, like if she wakes me up, then I will typically read my Bible while I'm feeding her, which has been a really sweet routine. I'll actually read it out loud, and it just feels like our sweet time together. So some mornings it looks like this, and some mornings it looks like a quiet time with her. Also, the house is quite chilly this morning. We love to sleep in a really cool temperature, but then waking up is really hard, so I just threw on this cozy cardigan. Something that I do every single morning that I learned from the schedule that we follow, which is Moms on Call. I don't follow everything that they call for to a T by any means, but I like their daily schedule. I like that. I just feel like it gives me a good structure for the day, and it's been really helpful for the both of us. She thrives really well on it. So I don't follow everything to a T, but it just gives a general outline of our day. Anyway, so something that I do that I used to despise whenever I was just postpartum and learning how to take care of a baby, because it didn't make sense to me, was that no matter what time she wakes up, if she wakes up in the middle of the night, if she wakes up in the middle of the morning, we always start our day at 7 a.m. So let's say she wakes up at 6 and she's really hungry and I feed her a little bit at 6. I will wake her up again at 7, feed her at 7, and start our day. And it seems kind of confusing at first, but I find that it is what really helps her stay consistent and her be able to understand what her day looks like. And I just find it is really helpful for me and her. So with that, I will wake her up at 7, even though she fed at like 4:30. She didn't feed very long, but it was enough to where if a baby feeds every 3 hours or so, oh my gosh, I see a little bunny on our hill. I love that. They're always out there. Sorry, that was really distracting. So if I was going to wait 3 hours, I would feed her at 7:30, but then it would make our whole day have to be 3 hours from there. So starting at 7 every single day just keeps our day consistent every day. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some crazy days where maybe she wakes up at 6:30 and I just want to go ahead and feed her and it's too close to 7 to where it's pretty much the same thing, if that makes sense. So I'm not like super rigid with it, but for the most part, every single day at 7 a.m. we're up, no matter what time we were up in the middle of the night, if we were or not. And I forgot to mention that my baby is now 5 months old. She just turned 5 months yesterday. And craziest thing, she was sleeping through the night, and then I guess her 4-month regression hit, and we also were traveling at the exact same time. So we went to Boston, and ever since then she has just been really off with her sleep. And to be honest, I haven't been like super rigid with anything, which is probably why, but we've just been traveling a lot, and so it's really hard. I feel like we've been pretty inconsistent, so I feel like that's why she's just kind of off. This next weekend we're going out of town again, so after that we're gonna get back into our regular routine, and I know that she'll fall into place, which is so nice. I feel like she's really good under a routine. If we're consistent, she ends up sleeping through the night. With all that being said, let's go wake her up and let's do our first feed of the day. Usually finish feeding around 7:30, and this is the part of the morning where I pump. I only pump once in the morning and then once at night. I just find that she can't drink all of my milk that stores from overnight, so I just pump out the rest with my Spectra pump. I love this pump so much, it's so great. I also have the Mom Cozy, I think M6s, which those are great portable pumps, but while I'm home I pump, and while I do that she lays on her mat and plays. We'll do tummy time, and then after this we always go on a walk. I find that going on a walk first thing in the morning actually really helps her sleep her next nap, which is so great, and it helps me get my steps in too. So we're gonna pump and then we'll go on our little morning walk. We're back from our walk and it is almost time for her first nap again. She is generally awake for an hour and a half and then asleep for an hour and a half. And Sam just got home from the gym and he's being so helpful. He usually tidies the kitchen while I go and put her down for her first nap. So he's emptying the dishwasher right now. So I'm gonna go change her diaper, get her drowsy, go play in her room and get her down. She usually goes down around 8:30, 8:45. I got Elena down for her nap, so I thought I'd take this time to sit down with you guys and just go over some of my non-negotiables for my mornings now that I have a baby, and some things that have just really helped me, habits, rhythms, and things of that sort. So first one I already mentioned is doing my best to wake up before her. I started doing this whenever she started sleeping longer stretches, and sometimes it was just 10 minutes, and most times I try to get up at 6:30, at least 30 minutes before she wakes up, but in a perfect world I'd be getting up at 6 a.m. every day, which would be so great, but I know that's not possible all the time. Whenever she was sleeping through the night consistently, it was no problem, but this 4-month sleep regression, it's been challenging. And since being postpartum, I started tracking my temperature again through my Apple Watch and letting it sync to my Natural Cycles app, and I'm so excited to be working with Natural Cycles on today's video. If you don't know what Natural Cycles is, it's the first FDA cleared birth control app, and I have been using it since 2022. It's now 2025, so I've used Natural Cycles through almost every phase, through trying to prevent pregnancy, through trying for a baby, through being pregnant, and now postpartum. So back in 2022, I decided I wanted to use a non-hormonal, non-invasive birth control, and I'd heard a lot of things about natural cycles, so I started using it, and at first I used it with their thermometer and it worked really great. I mean, we used it for over a year before we decided that we wanted to start trying for a family. So if you're using natural cycles to prevent pregnancy, it's really great. You take your temperature every single morning and log it into the Natural Cycles app, and it uses the data and the algorithm to track your ovulation and your period. If you're trying to prevent pregnancy, you have your red days during your ovulation / fertile window, and then you've got your green days when you're good to go. So the Natural Cycles app is super user-friendly and really easy. So the first thing you do is whenever you wake up, you take your temperature. So whether that's through the thermometer, that's what I started using, but now I use my Apple Watch, and it's also compatible with the Oura Ring. So what's nice about the Apple Watch and the Oura Ring is you don't have to like take your temperature every single morning like I used to with their thermometer, but I did their thermometer for a really long time and it wasn't bad at all. And then you just open your app up and their thermometer automatically downloads your temperature to the app. Same with my Apple Watch or your Oura Ring, so you can see what your fertility status is that day. And so you can confirm if it's a green day or a red day. So if you're preventing pregnancy, a green day means you're good to go. A red day means you are fertile. And then you can also log any other symptoms you have that day. So a statistic that sold me on Natural Cycles is that it is 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. I loved getting to know my body and its rhythms as it went through its cycle, and I could actually start telling when I was ovulating, when I was in my luteal phase, like all the different phases. And what's really cool is that the app teaches you a lot about your body as well. So I was using Natural Cycles as birth control. Then I decided to switch it over to planned pregnancy mode, and then we got pregnant very, very fast, which was such a blessing. So whenever we got pregnant, then it switched over to follow pregnancy mode, which was really cool. It gave me weekly updates, what was going on with her as she was growing, what she was developing. And the best part is that because I was using Natural Cycles, I could see exactly the day we got pregnant. It nailed it down to a T, which was so cool. And now that I'm postpartum, I am using Natural Cycles postpartum. You guys can use my code Jaclyn15. This will get you 15% off your annual subscription plus a free Bluetooth thermometer. That was the thermometer I used, and it was really nice because the Bluetooth automatically syncs the data to your phone. So you don't have to go look at the temperature, plug it in. It just automatically syncs up, and it lets you know if you're in a red day or a green day. I've been using Natural Cycles for years. I have told so many of my friends and family and even you guys about it. I'm not being overdramatic when I say it really did change my life. I became so in sync with my cycle, where I was at, and I just felt like I really understood my body so much more. And I know so many of you guys have tried Natural Cycles and absolutely love it, and I love to hear your stories. So if you guys want to check them out, I'll have the links down in the description box down below, and don't forget to use my code to get a discount. So like I said, my Apple Watch will track my temperature for me, but I also love it because it tracks my sleep, so I can see what kind of sleep I got that night, how good it was, and postpartum that's been really helpful. And whenever she would wake up more in the middle of the night, I could see whenever she woke up, because I would wake up, because you know how you wake up the next morning, you're like, wait, how many times did she get up? Did she fall back asleep? Like, it's really hard to remember. So I love using my Apple Watch in sleep mode for that. Okay, some more non-negotiables for me. Protein, protein, protein. It is so important when breastfeeding. And so I'm about to eat breakfast. I'm actually so hungry right now, so I'm trying to hurry up. But I always try to get a ton of protein in the morning. And then the next thing is movement. Whether it's light movement, it could just be a walk, it could be getting back into the gym or going to the gym. So for me, something that I've been doing that has helped me feel so much better, even whenever I have a terrible night's sleep, is getting my steps in. So I try and get 10,000 steps a day, and I've been doing a really good job at reaching that goal for the past few weeks, and it just helps me feel really good. And then on top of that, I really try to go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will typically go during her first nap while Sam is at home working, because that's her best nap of the day, so I can usually sneak away and come back and she wouldn't even know it. And then the next non-negotiables are electrolytes for sure. Like, it is so important to stay hydrated, especially if you're breastfeeding and if you're working out and all of that. Like, hydration is so important. So I love Element electrolytes for that, which I need to finish mine this morning. And also taking vitamins / like your prenatal is really important. So those are like the things that no matter what, every single day I try and do, whether I wake up 15 minutes before her or an hour before her. I just find it to be really helpful. So let's continue our morning. I wanted to get some movement in, but I'm really hungry, so I think I'll eat breakfast and then get some movement in. I know that it's a little late for breakfast. Usually it's ideal, especially for your hormones, if you eat like within an hour of waking, but my whole life I've struggled to eat breakfast in the morning. I don't have much of an appetite right whenever I get up, so I'm really trying to work on that. But I used to not even eat breakfast at all, so the fact that I eat breakfast is a big win. So let's go make breakfast and then we'll get some movement in. So I'm making hard-boiled eggs this morning, so while I'm waiting for the water to boil, boil and then for the eggs to boil, I'm gonna do just some quick movement. If you're curious, I've still been using my Trainwell app, which is like an app that has a personal trainer on it. She's been curating my workouts for postpartum and just things that I'm trying to correct. So I still have a little bit of diastasis recti, is that how you say it? Just about a fingertip length up top. So I've really been trying to work on just strengthening my core again because it is literally non-existent since having a baby. So today I'll just do a quick at-home workout, and then that with reaching my 10,000 steps, I feel good. Okay, this is my breakfast. I love this Oikos Pro 20 grams of protein. You gotta get the 21, not the 16. This one's so much better. And then 2 hard-boiled eggs, and then my vitamins, my Nutrafol to help with my postpartum hair loss. And then I typically take this in the morning as well, but I usually throw it in my smoothie. I usually have a smoothie, but I feel like this will be enough, but we'll see. But if I do put this in my smoothie, I do it with protein as well. So I might do that as a little afternoon snack later. I'm drinking my electrolytes, and in a perfect world, Elena still has 30 minutes left in her nap, and she was starting a second ago, but she's back down. So I think I'm gonna hop in the shower really quick. I really need to wash my hair today. It's crazy to me that all the things I've done this morning I could have done so quickly before having a baby and just like on my own time, but now I'm like, okay, what time is it? Okay, how's she doing? It's just so funny, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm not complaining. It's just definitely a different life, and sometimes getting a workout in and a shower all in one nap feels like the biggest accomplishment. Okay, just got out of the shower and it is time to feed her. I'll be flexible typically, but like I don't absolutely need to dry my hair right now. So it's 10 o'clock, she's still asleep, but I'll wake her up. I only wake her up during the day to feed her ever. I'll feed her and then I'll finish my hair and makeup after that. I finished feeding. Me and Elena are just hanging out right here. I wish I could show you guys her face because it's so cute. I blow dried the top of my hair a little bit and then I'll just let the rest air dry. I feel like it's just a great way to avoid a lot of heat. So the last thing I'll show you guys is my super quick makeup routine. Less than 10 minutes. Super easy. I don't even wear makeup every day. I actually feel like, especially now, I wear makeup maybe 3 times a week, probably less, but I found some new products that I've been loving, so I thought I'd share. First of all, if I'm just going for like a light makeup look, I really love the Typology tinted serum. So it's like, Typology is great because there's skincare and makeup in one. So I usually will start with this. I'll just kind of rub it in with my fingers. I feel like that just evens out my skin tone. Then I'll go in with this Kosas concealer. I have repurchased this quite a bit, so that's how you know I love something, is when I buy it again. And I don't think I've said this, but of course I'll have these linked down below. If you guys are wondering like ever what I'm wearing, what items I'm using, they are probably linked on my Shop My, which I'll have linked down below. It's just like a storefront where you can see all kinds of items that I have that will then direct you to like Sephora or Ulta or wherever I got my outfit from. And I just really like it. It's like all in one place. I like it way better than like To Know It or any of the other ones. And then I just go in with a little bit of bronzer. This is the Merit, I think just bronzing stick, bronze balm in the color Quince. Okay, then this new blush color I'm obsessed with. It's the Flush Balm from Merit in Lusitano, I think is how you say it. It's like a pretty bright color. She's looking at herself in the mirror. I feel like I put on a lot of blush, especially in the summer. And then I just go in with my favorite mascara and eyelash curler. This is from Tarte. I've tried other ones, nothing compares. And then the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions is it's such a good mascara. And then I'll typically put on a lip oil. I'm a big lip oil girl, but I don't have one in this bag. So I'm just gonna put on this Lawless Cherry Vanilla Balm Stick. It's still a little pinker, but I just need something on my lips, you know? And that's my less than 10-minute makeup. It's so easy. I think if I wasn't talking, that would have taken me like 5 minutes. I love it. and like 99% of my makeup products are clean now, which has been a little mission I've been on, which I'm very excited for. So again, I'll have those linked down below. Okay, a quick little OOTD. I have had this set for years. It's from Free People. I think it's called their Malibu set. I really love it. I'll link it down below. It just is like a matching pants and top. It's perfect for the beach, summertime, just hanging out. She's getting so boisterous and I'm obsessed. I love it. And I figured this would be perfect because I'm not really going out of the house today. We're having a very chill day indoors. So that's why I'm just gonna let my hair naturally dry, and I probably won't be putting on shoes either. Okay, Elena is down for her second nap, and this is the part of my morning where I try my best to sit down and get work done. Keyword is try, because sometimes I feel like I can only work for like 30 minutes, which has honestly been the most challenging part of motherhood for me so far, is just like figuring out how to work and be a mom, but we're slowly but surely figuring it out. So this is officially when I feel like my morning is over. It's definitely a much longer morning than it used to be. Like I mentioned earlier, it's crazy how much I could just do whenever I only had myself to care for. But anyway, I'm gonna sit down and get some work done. Don't forget to check out Natural Cycles down below. It has seriously worked so amazing for me, and I know so many other women. So I will have their stuff linked down below. You can use the code Jaclyn15 at naturalcycles.com, and that will get you 15% off your annual subscription plus a free Bluetooth thermometer. So that's a great free gift. So I'll have it linked down below per usual. Thank you again to Natural Cycles for sponsoring today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.